Good morning, welcome everyone. This is Michael Venezia. I'm the head of the equity trading division at Tradeview Markets. This is my webcast for Wednesday morning, July 29th. Thank you everybody for joining me. All right, I'm going to get right into it. A couple of days ago I did an educational video, if you will, about swing trading. And that trade I did because there was a particular setup, which by the way was a one-day wonder coming off the bottom, or at least it was for now. On the gold stock, so please reverberate back to that because an eerily similar situation had happened Tuesday, July 28th in the oil stocks, and I'm going to get right to it. Okay, here's a chart on the SPYs right here. Now the chart, the SPYs, the market had a 5-day sell-off led by the decline Monday, this bar right here, by the Shanghai Composite, which you can see no longer here that Greece is in the situation. It's the Shanghai, the Fed, and the dollar that's driving the market. So we had a 5-day decline. We, for lack of a better term, are looking for a bounce. So the futures, as I always preach in my videos, I do watch a lot what's going on overnight because they seem to be driving our markets more than our markets are driving us. So here's the chart of the SPYs. So yesterday the SPYs were looking up nicely. So they were looking to open 207.85. Now let's go to the yearly chart. 207.85, right there. So they were looking to open up a little bit of the gap. So they opened up nicely. They came in at 10:30, which I always like to say I really don't like. I mean, to put a majority of my trades or meaty trades on until 10:30. Okay. So here we are at 10:30. The SPYs are still looking up nicely, even though they did come in a little bit. And there is a little nervous sentiment in the market, so no one was really sure if they were going to continue to break low on this pullback, but they based, and they made a nice base right here. So at 10:30, our markets were dipping, but let's go to stocks like ExxonMobil, and you have to be obviously familiar with the long-term chart. ExxonMobil coming in with volume, as most of the oil stocks are, making multi-year lows. But if you see as of yesterday, 10:30, when the market was dipping, ExxonMobil was up $1 in showing relative strength and not coming in. So at 10:30, when the market, once again getting back to it, was dipping right here, ExxonMobil, and we always look for the best of breed when we go to swing trades, was already 79.25, was already up almost $1. So at 10:30, buying the dip in the market and buying relative strength in these oil stocks led by the best of breed Exxon, and I'll show Chevron in a second. ExxonMobil went from 80.37, let's go to 12.30 at least, not saying you caught the top, to 82.14. Chevron Texaco, 10:30 a.m. also. Stock closed at 89, 10:30 the market was coming in, the stock was up $1.24 on good volume. Also keeping in mind the daily chart, we take a position in the oils at 10:30, 90.09, and we're looking at 91.92, and that's not even the top. So where the swing trade is, you look for the best of breed. These are the dailies on ExxonMobil, by the way, and Chevron. Good volume, and ExxonMobil, great volume. Okay, so after you see that the best of breeds are working, you go into the second tier. What's the second tier? Second tier. You go into EOG. There's a yearly chart. EOG right there. We take out 10:30, 74.38, continuing the rally to 76. Let's go to Devon Energy. Same thing, right there, 10:30. This one was dipping a little. By the way, Devon had earnings. So did NOV, and this is the one I actually bought, Southwestern Energy right here, 1-year chart. Once Southwestern Energy took out the last day's low, 18.29, right here. It stalled a little bit, Southwestern Energy, continued to go to 18.34 to 19.80. Great range, great volume. So with that being said, as I'm not really sure what's going to happen today, I do have a basket full of oil positions, just like I had a basket full of gold positions, but I took a lot of them off at the close. And I kept the remaining pieces to add on any dips. But we're not sure if this is going to be the proverbial bottom in oil and or gold. But until then, you know, I gave a good example of what a swing trade would look like. So always go, obviously have to be aware of the charts, be aware of the commodity. Now when we're talking about gold or oil, you also have to, factor in some overseas movements. You have to factor in the dollar. So there's a lot going on this morning. We have a lot of earnings coming out. Twitter, for example, reported earnings. It had a close, I believe, of 36.5. It hit an after-hours high of 40 and went from 40 after the conference call all the way to 32. So as you can see, Twitter had a 4-point move to the upside and an 8-point move to the downside. So, maybe if some of your positions aren't working, you have your core group, so you can certainly trade around them if you ever get in trouble, because this is going to be a very active stock. It's breaking a year low with no CEO cited in succession, and everybody doesn't think the company is going to go up for sale. So keep an eye on the Twitter, keep an eye on the turn in the commodities in the rotation. But until everybody, have a good day and trade well. Thank you.